there you have it, the Nike HyperAdapt 1.0. Got lucky on the draw, and figured I'd walk us through what it's like to pick up a pair of these, and the elaborate packaging, and a little bit about how they function. And let's get into it. Well, as you can see back here, I got the HyperAdapt box. Pardon the hand, I got a thumb rupture injury. And starts off with the HyperAdapt letters with the Y and the A connected, and the little 1.0 with the swoosh on top. But here's the kicker. I actually have two. So this elaborate packaging is probably one of the coolest out of the store boxes you'll ever find. I thought the Space Jam's Michael Jordan 45 PEs from December were pretty incredible. This probably takes the cake over anything else I've seen in person. I know there's some crazy wood boxes and recycled hardwood floor boxes and all kinds of stuff they've come up with over the years, but those are usually way more extremely limited, not available to the public. So to start, you have that on the front. You have the side with the typical sticker. The camera will focus there. And there you got the HyperAdapt 1.0, 12.5. This one is the metallic silver, black, white, and it doesn't mention the blue lagoon, but the color is there regardless. So you start off by taking this very thick cardboard cover, sliding it off. Set that down. This alone probably weighs, I'd say, a pound. Very close to a pound, just that cover. Then you have the same thing on the box. The technical lid, not the sleeve. As you get into it, I'll move these back here a little bit. Got the chrome wrap that kind of goes in between. Move the box, and it's got the cool zigzag pattern on the inside of the lid. That's probably a good 4 or 5 ounce lid right there. And that happens to match the webbing that makes what effectively is the laces. Before I pull the shoes out, these do have plastic around them. Nike employees actually hand check each one of these to make sure that they're functional before they sell them. So every one of these that went out the door, at least at the location I'm in, or I got mine from, actually tested them all to make sure that they were functioning. So this being the metallic silver one, it comes with a HyperAdapt card. It says the future isn't tomorrow, it's today. Bring that up close. It actually has, let's see if I can get that to focus. Boy, hard time with that one. There we go. And it has a number on it that's exclusive to owners of this shoe, and the HyperAdapt on the back, all that in foil. And it says, please check your Nike Plus app inbox for your HyperAdapt 1.0 manual. The manual can also be accessed by Nike at nike.com/HyperAdapt. I have yet to download that, but the inside, of course, then underneath that you have your USB plug. Pretty standard, actually surprisingly boring. I really would have thought they'd put a swoosh or something on this. It looks extremely generic, like something out of a bin you'd get in some electronic parts store. But yeah, AC adapter. So anyway, nice, it fits in there nicely. These are the magnetic pucks. Try to kind of carefully pull out. They're actually kind of hard to get back in. But they effectively stick on the bottom of the shoes to charge them. So I guess I'll pull it out and just deal with the hassle of putting them back together later. So you pull one out. They're a couple ounces a piece, maybe, like half the weight of a cell phone, I'd say. And they're a magnet. And getting into the shoe itself, this being the metallic silver colorway, obviously, The knit upper, I'm guessing, is some kind of a fly knit weave. It feels pretty tech and modern. It's thick. It's got a nice, like, meshy cush feel to it. Inside is pretty standard. I was a little disappointed to see Durabuck on the tongue. The right shoe has the swoosh in Blue Lagoon on it. You can see the Earl inside electro adaptive, what have you. Forget the initials, but inside on the insole, typical kind of, it's got a Durabuck pull tab. Just seems like a release that I get that it would have modern materials and kind of like multi-staging webbing and knit, because obviously the toe guard is a different knit weave than the rest of the upper. The swoosh is kind of snuck underneath there with an embroidery style, and then you'll see the black squares that dot up the sides, and then you have these very faint rib lines that kind of trace through here. They're really kind of hard to detect even with a good camera. There you can see them there. It's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they kind of have like a wavy line, almost showing like the electricity going up to that section of the shoe, or giving you the impression of that. The Durabuck tongue, I thought probably could have been like real suede, or even a knit tongue. It feels really stiff, kind of unnecessarily so. I get that you don't want too much crushing down on the shoe, on the foot, I mean, through the tongue, but at the same time, synthetic material like that effectively doesn't last forever is kind of a letdown to me. I mean, some Durabucks are, not all things are created equal, but for the most part, they don't last an eternity. But you can see some of the, there's like a tubing in here, right here, that is kind of interesting. It's only on the medial side, some kind of a support tube, and it looks like the medial side actually holds more of the wires than you can feel or tell on the lateral side. These two little lagoon dots up and down, these are what it actually adjusts the shoe. Your heel, when you push your heel in, as you stomp down on it with your body weight effectively, that's what naturally adjusts the shoe to do its thing. But since I'm not going to be wearing these in the video, I'll go ahead and display how that works. Actually, 1 second, I want to cover the soles. So you'll see the same pattern that was on the lid, and my initials, no, but MT squared. Honestly not sure what that stands for. I haven't taken the time to look it up yet. This feels like some kind of a Phylon. It's pretty firm. Got a slight metallic flake in it actually. I just really prefer this black, or this metallic silver colorway. I like the black midsole. I think this looks richer, and I like the way it shows off the toe knit. So you can kind of see the staging and the levels of the shoe better in silver. And then the heel cup is like mildly translucent, or like just really smoked. It's like 10% opaque. So anyway, that's this is where the magnets go. I'll show that charging system, and then we'll get into the fun of the shoe itself. So you take the puck, and you literally just stick it on. The other end would go into a charger. It's a split dongle thing that goes into the one port of the charger, and that's it. That's how they charge magnetically. Pretty cool. Just kind of sits there. I don't know what the time frame is. I think it's a couple hours. They obviously come charged out of the box since they have to test them all, but let's get into the shoe itself in case this is your first time seeing it. So I'm going to go ahead and suck them down with this bottom section. And that's about as tight as they get. You'll notice these stay kind of puffy because there really aren't laces. It's more just a webbing. Most of what I'm noticing in terms of the expansion and retraction of around the tongue is taking place internally, not so much up above the tongue. So there you go. Sucks them really tight, almost ridiculously so. And then you'll see the back lights up. Actually just turned off. So I'll show you from the front, and then we'll do it again from the back. So we'll loosen them up with the bottom one. See, it obviously got a lot looser. If the foot was in it, obviously it would expand easier, and it's kind of hard to show in hand because it's not, you know, allowing the foot to kind of expand or be tightened down inside of it. It has the stuffing inside of there, but in fact, I'll remove that just for the sake of the video and kind of see what it does here. So we'll tighten it one more time. You'll see how the bottom lights up, and the back has that crazy expanding dot radius. It reminds me of old Nike Alpha stuff from the 99 to 2001 or 2 era. The 5 dots, except they were mostly vertical, but just kind of a funny throwback there. And then go back out again. And again, I have to kind of pull it to show that, but see those horizontal alpha dots. And it kind of does different patterns depending on what it is you're pushing. If you hold down both buttons together for 2 seconds, it will set a preset for where you want that to be.